I'm not seeing a lot of single image. Instagram, where's the love for single image photos?
I agree. I miss it.
Oh, I know, right? It's a different look.
I feel like even when people post photos now, they do like a dump. So it's like a carousel. Like it's very rare to see one photo anymore, which is kind of crazy.
The head of Instagram posted, he literally put a caption said photo dump from last weekend. He doesn't even post like a single image anymore. So I think that might be at the bottom of the barrel perhaps in regards to what might be helping you grow, but it really does depend on your account.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the different parts of that piece of content, you know, if your caption is really strong and your storyline within it, I mean, different pieces will perform in different ways. So. We all know that the Instagram algorithm is always changing, and there's always different tips and tricks and, you know, gurus out there saying you must post X type of content in order to grow. What is your current experience with understanding which type of content format performs the best for your growth? Like if you were to give somebody who's just starting out the type of content they should be posting on their feed in order to grow, what would you suggest people post for content format to have the most reach?
Yeah, I love this question because I think it's where people's minds first go to when especially when they're starting out. They're like, what? There's all these different things I can do here. What should I do? So usually with my clients, I suggest that they start with experimenting with each or as many as they want to, because I think there's two things to look at. Which one do you feel the happiest and most excited to create? And two, what is your audience resonating with the most? And it's really hard to know that answer until you just start dipping your toe into some different areas and you're like, I hated that, and so I'm not showing up my authentic self because I don't know how to do that, or that reel was really intimidating. But then maybe the Instagram carousels, you're like an amazing writer and you're knocking it out like crazy, and people, so they're responding to that better. So I think for me, it's experiment and see what lights you up the most, but also what is your audience responding to the most.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It is a trial and error, because for my account, it was mainly reels that helped me grow, but I noticed I gained so much growth from carousel posts as well because they were landing on the explore page. So all my educational carousels were helping me explode as well. So I would say try it out. I had clients that, you know, don't want to show up on reels and they hate showing their face and they hate editing. So they would rather do photos and carousels and captions within your photos. If you're going to use a nice photo of yourself, make sure you're storytelling or doing something that's going to relate to your ideal client within your caption. So I think it really depends on what you want to do. I had a client that did 200K followers with just graphics and carousel posts. It's trial and error. It's really figuring out what is going to resonate with your audience. And yeah, it's hard to give it's really like you got to figure out what you are going to consistently post, like what you enjoy.
Like what you can actually stick to, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
I fully agree with everybody on what they're saying in regards to finding what's in your element, because I can't come up here and tell you, well, Reels is perfect for you and you're not a camera person, because I'm then forcing you to show up on camera. And let's face it, eventually you're going to fall off. You're not going to like it. And then who knows, you might even just leave Instagram in general and go to something like Twitter because you don't have to show your face. We don't want that. We want you to actually enjoy Instagram and enjoy what you're doing. And one of the things that I've discovered about all of the content types on Instagram, that I actually enjoy doing it with other people. We're having a collaboration effort right now. And I think that's the key word, is to collaborate. If you could try out some of these different things like Sasha suggested, but possibly do them with somebody else that might be a little bit more advanced than you, or might be on the same level. Maybe you guys have the same amount of followers, you guys are talking about the same topics and you're in the same industry. Try to work with others that might actually help you learn more, and you guys are now introducing each other to your respective audiences. I like to look at collaborations as like an official shout out from other individuals. And they're putting their neck on the line right now in a way of supporting you to their audience and vice versa. So I think collaborations are a really great way, whether it's a reel, a carousel, or an IG live like this, for you to consider trying that type of content type to consider growing.
That's a great point. I mean, being able to, like, if you're not so comfortable with one type, reach out to someone that you know is crushing it with that type of content and help them, and they will help you by learning that piece of content, that format. I love that. That's a really good tip there. At the end of the day, we all really agree that it's what resonates for you, what you enjoy to do, and the algorithm's always going to change, right? Like we can't try to beat it. We have to learn, no matter what type of content you are doing, you have to learn how to connect with humans. And collaborating definitely helps you with that. Creating the form of content you enjoy, like Sasha was saying, you know, if you're a really good writer, like we've got to focus on those captions, right? If you're good on video, then you're going to do great with reels and you're going to grow more with what you enjoy doing. So thank you everyone there for those pieces of advice and understanding. I think bottom line is you got to have trial and error and you've got to do what you enjoy doing. So totally.
I'm not seeing a lot of single image. Instagram, where's the love for single image photos?
I agree. I miss it.
Oh, I know, right? It's a different world.
I feel like even when people post photos now, they do like a dump. So it's like a carousel. Like it's very rare to see one photo anymore, which is kind of crazy.
I know.
Almost Seri, the head of Instagram, post. He just he literally put a caption said photo dump from last weekend. He doesn't even post like a single image anymore. So I think that might be at the bottom of the barrel, perhaps, in regards to what might be helping you grow. But it really does depend on your account.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the different parts of that piece of content, you know, if your caption is really strong and your storyline within it, I mean, different pieces will perform in different ways. Yeah. So awesome. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Lots of good stuff here to take and to really understand that you're going to have the best results with doing what feels good to you and what your audience enjoys and getting better at creating content for humans, right? Well, not for the algorithm. Yeah. I'm curious, like audience, what type of content do you see in your feed the most? When you're scrolling on your home feed, do you see mostly pictures? Do you see carousels, like educational content? Do you see reels all of the time? Let me know in the comments here. What do you see the most of? Because it's interesting how everybody's algorithm is a little different. Testing, yes, reels. Oh, lots of them.
Lots and lots of reels, all day, every day, reels.
Yes. It's funny for me, I see more carousels, but like when I'm sitting next to my fiance and he's scrolling, it's just reels. That's all.
Really?
Oh, wow.